you know, say that I'm stalking her, that's fine. Or if I'm jealous of her, I'm not trying to badmouth her. I'm simply clearing up half these rumors because now it's affecting my life and it's affecting my mother. And honestly, I don't really care if it affects my life, like me personally. But if you're going to threaten my kids and say that you could ruin my life and go after DHS's stuff, like to try to ruin my life, go for it. Good luck. Right. They're, you know, God loves you and peace and love, but yet when our truths get spilled, let's badmouth everybody around us. No, my mom didn't do them dirty. Did she use them and scam them? No, she didn't scam.
Paige controlled all your mother's money. Yep. Anything that she was sent for supplies for her yarn, for stuff and shit. How is she supposed to be filling these orders?
Right. If she can't get to a yarn store to do the orders, then how is she supposed to complete the orders? So then people were saying she was scamming them, just like Nate and Paige, because Nate and Paige will not get their orders out on time, or they have a bunch of people that are asking, where's my order? And they won't do it. Yes, it is more like a cult, I feel like. You're right on that one. But anyways, to go back into it, my mom was stranded the other day. What? Oh, they're just answering the people. See how they have
Yeah,
they're just answering other comments. Sorry if I'm not getting to your comments really quick because I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this stuff. I'm not a professional. How old was Paige when they started dating? Okay, so I can't guarantee that because actually, let's make this math. My daughter was Ember is 5. She's about to be 6 in August. Ember was born and Paige and Nate started getting together. So that was, 6 years ago. I mean, and she's, 22 now? 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16? So if that tells you a little bit. So about under 18, obviously, but about 15, 16 when they got together. So, and I tried to tell her when they came to see me. And yes, she did date Nate's son. Yes, she's 22. I can go all night. Thanks. So sorry this happened to you. Oh, I mean, I'm just mad that it happened to my mom. Honestly, Paige and Nate tell you guys all the time on their live, don't go for Margaret because she will come at you. And then, they wanted to play games. So, okay, we'll play. But I'm just more upset that they're going for my mom. They tried to leave her stranded, tried to take her ticket away, took her Cash App and openly admitted on their live the other day or today or whenever it was that they got into her accounts without her permission, clearly, which is fraud, which is, against the law. Yep, criminals, Nate's doing what he knows best. So anybody can Google that. Thank you. Thanks for that stinking up the bedroom. Yeah, you can ask questions. That's fine.
You're welcome, babe.
I'll answer questions. I'm getting stunk out over here. It wasn't very wise of them to admit that. It's right, exactly. People were recording your things and you just admitted to openly getting into somebody else's Cash App. And Okay, so this is the other thing. If they got into her Cash App and she had thousands stockpiled, where's that money now? Because my mom can't access her Cash App. Because they got her the phone. They helped her get into her Cash App. They helped her get into this TikTok. They helped her get into her PayPal. She cannot access any of that now.
It was a whole control thing. That's why they put her phone on their plan, because it made it easier for them to be able to access her accounts.
Yes, they have control of her Cash App. So all of this, oh, well, you guys sent her money and I'm sorry she scammed you. How? Because she has no money. I've literally had to ask her if she needs me to send her money. And she said, no, I have a little bit of cash on me. Because she's not dumb. She knows how to survive. She'll take some money out because she knows better. People are saying she sent. Okay, so if people are saying that they sent her money,
that went into Nate and Paige's account.
Exactly, because Nate and Paige had all of the accounts linked to her accounts, I guess is what makes sense. When you guys were going up and hitting that donation, you were sending it to Nate and Paige's account. It was not going into my mom's. And even if you did send it to my mom's account, it was automatically going to Nate and Paige because they had access to her Cash App and her PayPal. Is she relapsing or did she just want to get out? She wanted to get out. She is not relapsing. She is sober. I will not allow her around my children or around me if she is using, and she knows that. She very much knows it because I've stopped having my kids around her before if she was using. But she is very much sober, and if it ever came down to her relapsing, I will try to help her through it, but if it gets to the point where I'm kind of parenting her, Ew. Realize we all know it's you, right? Yeah. Let her talk. It's okay. Like I said, I'm not going to block anybody for a question. If they think asking me questions that are going to throw me off is going to make me block them to make it look like I'm a bad person, that's fine. Who sent her money? Then Nate and Paige are the scammers. Right. Is it true about the animals? Yes. From what I hear. So, I would always be on a phone call with my mom every once in a while. And if Nate and Paige would go to Starbucks, which is their favorite place to go, half of the recordings when their RV was broke was in a Starbucks. If they would, the
money that they were getting for the hotel room they spent one night in.
Well, don't.
Hotel room they spent one night in.
Well, don't. And my mom would be like, she's so excited. Like, they don't give that dog attention at all. That dog lays on a little bed next. He kicked her the night before, kicked the dog right in the ribs, and has punched her in the head.
And if you see the dog in any of their videos, you can literally see the dog's ribs.
Oh yeah, have you guys seen how skinny that poor dog is?
Not fed properly, and multiple times your mother's called you, when her dog was sick, crying.
Oh yeah,
wanting to take her dog to the vet and stuff. But Nate and Paige were refusing to go.
They were avoiding the vets. My mom would avoiding the vets. My mom would we can't drive that way.
They literally refused her to bring her dog to the vet, to the point where she was trying to find a way to, like, naturally put the dog down herself so it didn't have to suffer.
Yeah, my mom was asking me if there was a way to possibly put her to sleep without, suffocating or something. Just like if there was something over the counter she could buy to put her to sleep. And I said, unfortunately, obviously, there's nothing. Like, you have to go to a vet. And she's like, I just want her to go peacefully. I don't want her to suffer. And she's like, my mom was crying me all the time about how she feels like a shit, dog owner. And I'm like, Mom, you're doing what you can. You don't have a vehicle to get to a vet. If you did, I know you would. If you did, I know you would. That way, we're going to make your stuff because we know you're serious, but you won't get that $50 back, whatever, because we're starting the jewelry. That makes sense. But to pay like, hey, give me $400, I'll make your thing. And then, it might take a year. I don't know, but it ain't at my top. He has his problems, but no, he ain't super controlling. He's not a crazy dad. He has his issues.
Definitely not a father that agrees with his daughter being
right.
with a man
with an older man, for
her.
sure. Whenever she does this stuff, Nate's a good helper. Right. With Nate, she isn't a good helper. Okay. 222. They are wild. Is Paige on the spectrum? Never make the item and then tell people they have no refund. Oh, okay. Right, yeah. I think I've noticed that with like, we have a no refund thing, like, but they want you to pay in full. I can understand, like, okay, I'll give you like $50 just so you can start it, and I know you guys are legit, but I'm not going to pay you $400 right out of my pocket and then wait for it for 100 years. It takes months later, right? And I understand, like, process, but why would you keep asking people to make donations or, hey, we're going to do this waffle, I guess they call it, on an item we're going to make. Why do that stuff if you guys aren't even finishing the rest of the items you already have sold? You've got like...
Right, don't take orders.
Hundreds, right, don't keep taking orders.
Haven't fulfilled the ones you already have.
Right, don't keep taking on more orders if you can't finish the ones you have. Missed what? What did I miss? Times, nice. Ooh, who went live? I had a feeling he was half as bad as she makes it seem. Was working the snake ring for a year already. Oh, Savannah's in here. Hey! Told you. Oh, she says she loves you.
Love you.
Paige's. I honestly don't know if Paige is genuinely happy. I feel like she knows what she's doing is wrong. And still being young, I feel like she knows right from wrong. Because our mom did teach us that. She taught us right from wrong. I feel like she knows that what she's doing is wrong. But she is so... What's the word? What's a good word? Not really trap. Have you ever heard of like...
Stuck.
Stockholm syndrome? Is that what I'm thinking of? Stockholm? Where they embed it into your head so much. My ex did it to me. He had me thinking that friggin' rainbows were gray. Like, I'm not kidding. And it's taken me this entire year to try to get over him, and I'm still trying. Like, not over him. Like, not over him. Thinking like, are you know, I can't trust anybody because I'm like, no, that person's trying to do me dirty. So Paige is so wrapped up in Nate's wiring. She don't have her own wiring. And I think somewhere in there, she still has a feeling like this is wrong, but she just doesn't know how to get out of it. Yes, a compliant victim. Thanks, Savannah. He said that Paige has like 9 credit cards. So the credit cards, I mean, I believe it. Not gonna lie, because why wouldn't you try to go after her credit? She's 22. Like, you know how many credit cards I could get approved for right now because I don't really have a big credit score or anything? Like, I've never had anything go on my credit. So it's like, oh, you're approved for this and this, and I'm like, for this and this, and I'm like, no pun intended because they sell. Right. Definitely no pun intended. I didn't even think about that. So the houses. I've heard he had like a house. I also heard he had like a nightclub, and him and his buddy did like really ridiculous stuff in the nightclub, and it got shut down. Something about young girls, actually. Something about young girls, something about selling things in there. And then they got shut down because they were scamming people in there. So, like, he's got friends, like he says, but they're not good friends. At least, I don't think so. That's why he won't marry her. Right. if he marries her, he takes on that debt. He takes on all of that. Yeah, he sold his nightclub to the Popo. Sorry, people, I'm getting tired. So I'm getting weird. Anyways, he keeps saying he's helping her build her credit. Right. So if you think about that too, if he's helping her build her credit, are they trying to take the donations and put them back on those credit cards? Because that's where my brain goes. Like, okay, we have this card that's due right now. We already maxed it out. Let's say it's $300. We need to get donations so we can pay back that card. And, you know, maybe they're trying to get more cards. Maybe they're trying to get more, like, credit so that they can just keep going with it.
Must
Right.
be nice to skate through life on donations.
Honestly, if I could just don't donate nothing to me, I swear. But, like, mentally, me and my mom have joked about it a million times. How people were sending them thousands. And I'm like, if I could have 200, please, hello? My kids, you know, they're growing out of shoes and backpacks up the booty. But, you know what? I can't do that. I can't physically bring myself to beg for money from people. Like, if I was really, really, really bad off, I would probably I would probably go low before I even ask for help, because I can't. Like, yeah, my feet aren't that great. But hey,
I'll paint my toes for you, babe.
we can figure it out. But anyways, he's going to leave her high. I feel like he is going to... I honestly was talking about this to my mom, and she didn't really say anything because I was just kind of venting. I was like, I feel like Nate is going to get her credit so crazy. Like, I don't know. What was I saying? He's gonna screw up her credit, and then he's gonna use her for whatever she has, which is, you know, her beautiful looks and her sweet little attitude that everybody loves on their side. And they're gonna use that until he can't use it no more. And then he's gonna go for somebody else. And that's probably gonna be 17 or 18, nice and young, beautiful. And then he's gonna go for her. And he's gonna be like, you know what, Paige, I'm done. Because she's gonna get too old for him. Because guys like that, they have a certain preference of age, and that age gap, whether he's 90 years old, he's still going to go after girls that are in that age gap, because that is the type of person. You can't stop being who you are. I mean, sadly. Is there any silver lining? At least they are... Right, I'm happy they're not having children. Honestly, I'm sorry, but I'm happy they're not. Do you happen to know the ages of his other baby mamas? I don't know. Like they say, I'm a stalker. If I was a stalker, I would know, but I don't. I don't know the ages of his kids. I don't know the ages of his exes. I do know that, my mom messaged. See, would not even buy her the tattoo. Right. Oh, what is that? Am I getting kicked off or something? It's got like a little circle thing, so. Alive will end. Oh, if I don't do this puzzle piece. Ooh, I did it.
That was hard.
Ooh, I had to play a game to stay on here. I like games. Okay.
I'll message them all.
Yeah, message her and let her know that I'm on here. She just messaged and said, how you doing? So I was like, I'm guessing she's all right.
Well,
She's definitely stressed, that's for sure. Yeah, we're... We don't pretend to be like the greatest couple. We have our arguments, but he's a good one. And the tattoo, I don't think he wanted to buy it, because I honestly don't think he wants to tat up, his precious little innocent girl that he claims she is and everything. But it's me personally. Thank you. Anybody that has her back, I appreciate it, just because my mom, she does have a past. Yes, me and my mom have had fights, unbelievable fights, to where we have gone months, almost a year of no talking because of the choices she's made. But I don't hold it against her. Just like I don't hold anything against Paige, but I don't understand why you have to come for my kids. That just right there, I don't play with that. But, she was on something in that TED. Right. Yeah. And then if you noticed when she was getting her tattoo, she needed to drink a lot of water and she had to stop. There's got to be a reason for that. It's my mom said thank you because we're on live defending her. Oh, they've gotten very and that's, I kind of get it, but I was very upset because you leave your mom stranded like that and you want to threaten to take her ticket. They turned off her phone. It was very obvious. They said they put her phone isn't, and I was like, isn't what? Are you guys really that out of it to where you can't even finish a sentence?
Mom's doing good. She said she's tired as hell. A few more hours and she'll be in Los Angeles.
She'll be in LA. Tell her that we're all rooting for her. So she's doing good. They did used to act humble. They would be very humble. We appreciate it. We love all this stuff, you guys don't have to do that. Oh my God. You guys don't have to do that. Oh my God. Trip. It's 4 long days on bus after bus.
Turned into 5, didn't it? Because
technically, yeah.
Yeah, because they got delayed a day.
One of them broke down. They had to switch drivers. There's a lot of. It's a mess with Greyhound, I guess. I don't know. You would think a big company like that wouldn't be so.
Oh, it's a shit show. I took a Greyhound probably back when I was 18, 19 from Vermont back to Maine, and that was 18 hours. And it was bus after 6 different buses just from Vermont to Maine. Yeah, but she does better. So I understand everybody was why didn't she take a plane, all that. For one, I don't even think they would. A rabbit is doing zoomies. I don't think they would drive her to the airport. I mean, they didn't even want to take her to the bus station. I'm actually surprised they did that because she was telling me she had to get an Uber just to get to the station. They didn't even want to take her to it. So Joni, she's okay. Oh, right, yeah. They'll call you broke. They act like they're better than you. But if they really wanted your money, they're like, oh my God, we love you. God bless. You can always come to us. But if you go to them, are they really going to answer you? No. I heard that, and I don't know for sure if it's true, but the guy that sent him that last bit of money for the RV to be fixed, Jesse, I believe, I heard that they didn't even really contact him. Now, maybe they did afterwards because it got called out, on one of those other pages.
that he wasn't being contacted. So maybe they did call him afterwards.
Didn't
But
he
they
also
didn't-
comment and say that he never
Right.
heard from him?
Yeah, he was saying, like, I haven't heard from them. They told me they would call. They haven't. So
And he sent him what, like $1,500 or something? It was
17.
17. That's crazy.
Oh, did you see him in there? I mean, not everybody's going to believe anybody. I mean, nobody has to believe me. I'm sure Nate and Paige will be on there, like, tearing it up on everything I'm saying, and that's fine. I just don't want my kids in the mix, so, like, if everybody could just respectfully not do that, that'd be great. They blocked me when they were asking for money, and I said, you guys brag about being rich. Right, exactly. Simple questions always got blocked, and I would be in there, and I'm like, that's a simple question. Why can't you answer it? You can't answer a question when you're lying because you don't know your story. If your story is a story and it's not the truth, you can't remember what you already told people, so you just ignore it. Walk away. Yeah, and I'm not 100% on everything. I love her. She's so amazing. My mom's texting him, so she's doing good. She's being her silly self. I love her. Yeah, I'm not on here to like bash on Paige and Nate. I'm just confirming what everyone's asking. And I've kept my mouth shut out of respect for my sister. But for my sister to be that disrespectful towards my children and to bring in my DHS case, my gloves are off. Like, that right there is out for the wrong kind of... You're going to get the wrong kind of reaction out of me, I guess. Like, I have no problem. You want to come after my personal life?
Your mom said she loves you.
That's... Oh, hearted. But yeah, if you want to come after me personally, that's fine. But to come after 3 toddlers, I don't get it. And what did my children do to you? They literally write on their papers at school that they have an Ani page. Now, why would you go after a child or try to take the custody that I have away from me just to spite me?
Yeah, sure. She had food and everything she needed.
Can you still hear me, anybody? Oh no. Hopefully, I hope she fulfills her orders. She has, so Paige doesn't have a leg to stand on, slandering her. Actually, yeah, ask her. What did she say? Oh, did you ask her?
I asked her if she had food and everything that she needed.
Ask her if she does still plan on trying to do the orders for the people that she's already agreed to. Like, when it comes to her orders, I don't know if it's going to be easy for her to do them. Because if people are messaging Paige and Nate and believing that Paige and Nate are the victims and all that, Paige and Nate are the victims and all this, live is going to be hard. I honestly feel like she's not going to go live until she gets to Florida. It's really hard on the bus, especially where they canceled her phone. And she needs to make a whole new account. She's probably going to get a whole new phone. We're going to try to help her, or she's going to use what she has left. I don't even know if she has anything left, but she's going to try to get a new phone so that it has no connection to Paige or Nate. Yes, they canceled her phone the other day, so she's using up like what little bit minutes she has, but she doesn't trust any app on her phone. Like, she doesn't even know what to do on her phone because she's so afraid that they're listening.
They got into a private app where she was even talking to her counselor.
Yeah, they're definitely digging. Well, they're digging through everything. They're going to dig through my history, my boyfriends. I mean, they're going to try to find anything they can because they're scrambling.
Good luck. There ain't nothing to find.
Right. There's nothing that we won't tell you ourselves. At least us. I mean, oh yeah, very illegal. But, they think they're untouchable. They think because they don't have their location that nobody's going to find them. Nate's very much used to running, I feel like. So, and these are all just my personal opinions.
Feel like
from what I've seen and heard. And
the reason they travel and don't want nobody to have their location, I feel, is because they're running. Him is running from something.
Right, exactly. They treated her bad the whole time. So when it came to my mom living there, they were telling her, you need to kind of get your own van. We'll help you. We're going to go live. We're going to get some money. We'll help you get a van. She would send me screenshots after screenshots of vans that were cheap. You could probably Google it. I know that Arizona, you can Google somebody's name. Honestly. She said, yes, I am. And I've got orders written down that I need to go out or that need to go out. I'm just going to need addresses. I honestly would not take an order and get paid and not send it. I'm not a thief. I'm not a thief, She's kind of defensive right now, but don't take it personal. Oh, it is active? Okay, so maybe that's why he didn't take her to Florida. That answers your questions right there. No, she's not like them. And honestly, crocheting is taking a toll on her arms, her wrists, she has carpal tunnel in both her wrists. She's supposed to be wearing braces, which I'm going to be harping on her about now that she's crocheting. But the wire wrapping and stuff, have you guys seen him actually make it? Yes, he's shown you a few things here and there, but you can't tell me it takes that long. My mom she knows a lot of things. She taught us kids how to sew, how to crochet. My brothers know how to sew for the most part. And that's just because she wanted to teach us life skills. If your pants ripped, you needed to sew it. My brothers could do it. They didn't need a woman to do it, or vice versa. If us girls needed to do something, we didn't need a man to do it. Yeah, she loves making new things too. She's very creative, and she'll always message me. Somebody was getting something from her, and she was messaging me, and she's like, does this color pattern work? Should I switch up some of these colors? And we would go back and forth about the idea, and she would message me about pricing. Is this too expensive? Am I overcharging these people? And so she's not just out for your money, as if Paige and Nate are trying to say.
And that was something Nate was just complaining about in one of their videos the other day, is that she was undercharging.
Right, yeah. They were trying to get her to,
overcharge for her shit,
and do more.
They do theirs.
Right. Yeah, the huffs and puffs, I think
blows your house down.
I don't know what that's about, because their RV's not that big, so I don't know.
At that age, it's hard to get up out of that chair.
Were they rude to her? Yeah. I want my mom to be able to speak on the stuff when it comes to them talking to her and stuff, but I have had to talk to her and be like, why are you upset? What's going on? What happened? And she'd be like, he was screaming at the dog, told me if I didn't like it, I could get out. And I'm like, nice.
Took her. She was sleeping on the fold out or the table drops down bed, and they took that away from her because they needed.
She was on like a puppy dog mat. She used to joke with me and say, "Oh, I'm on my dog mat, being a good girl. Me and pretty girl are just sitting here staring at each other." She was sleeping on a mat like a dog because they needed that table. And this was right after Lola passed, right after she lost Lola. And they're like, "Yep, we need our table for more jewelry. You need to find a different spot, or you could leave."
It was always, you need to do this, or you can leave.
He's ever made Tawny jewelry before. He got defensive and said no. He wanted her out. He kept saying that he needs his living room back. Exactly. He needed his living room. He needed his table. They needed more spots for their jewelry. Why take more jewelry? Why are you buying more? Like, especially stuff that you're not even selling. Sell what you have. I feel like it's just another addiction. People can get addicted to buying things. Like, I mean, you see it all the time on hoarders. People buy things off of their like they are getting a little addicted. Purposely made her uncomfortable to try and get her to leave. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He wouldn't eat her food, whatever that was about. She'd be like, "Oh, I made this food." He's getting upset because Paige wants to eat it, but he says he doesn't like it. Yeah, she slept on the floor. It was like a little, she never showed me a picture or nothing. She didn't ever take pictures, but she slept on the floor pretty much right next to the dog. What'd she say?
I told her, I said, where she said she wasn't a thief, I said, "No, everyone knows. They're just worried about you and asking about you." And she said, "That feels good to know. I don't want them to think I'm like those two."
Right, yeah, definitely not. He seems weird about food. Yeah, I guess he has a thing with food. I don't know, but he would get upset about Paige wanting to eat my mom's anything. And I think it's because he knew if Paige ate what my mom made, why would she need to cook for him? Did you ever see the ring he made for a guy who ordered? It was horrid. The only thing I saw was the videos. I think it was I seen one ring that was all the gems weren't even in the same spot. I don't know. It was very weird. Rick for your day himself. Yeah, sadly. Hope Paige would wake up when Mom was there and leave him. I honestly hope that too. I was hoping Paige would be I hoped that it would bring out Paige again. I know that when my mom and I are around each other, we are weirdos. You would look at us and be weird. But we're weird in a good way. We like joking around. If something bad happened, we would literally just laugh. Do you see the Paige doing that? No, because she is so focused on what Nate wants. And she wants. And she...
You see her get a little goofy in the videos or whatever. Nate's interrupting, shutting her down.
Right. What was it? He wanted Paige to cook his meals because it was... right, it was a control issue. Hold on, I want to see... Okay. She says she's been like this. She has not. I promise you. Paige has not been that boring, sad-faced, this is me. I can't even do it. I'm Paige. This is me. No, she was goofy. she was like so crazy out there with her little thoughts, but it was so funny. I don't think he talks to his kids. I mean, do you think she's tired of it deep down? I think so. I honestly think so, but I think she's so stuck. I feel like she wouldn't know what to do without Nate. Nate's her lifeline at this point. She did. She lost her sparkle for sure. She was so weird. Her and I would joke around all the time. I have a YouTube account that it's when I was younger. But there is a video on there of Paige, our sister Ariel, and our cousin Jasmine. And they are on there and they are goofy. And you can tell Paige is just like a goofy little girl. And it's a weird account name. I don't know what it is, but yeah. She's so invested over her eyebrows. It's all her credit. Her eyebrows. She's always had expression. How do you say it? Her eyebrows, like, are her expression. Like, you could always tell what she was thinking or whatever with her eyebrows ever since she was a baby. Does she have her GED? She sold it and lied about it. That's so sad. Completely expressionless now. Yeah, she used to be very, like, her eyebrows would do this funny thing when she was a baby, and we would just all laugh about it because she had like thick, cute little eyebrows. Whole lot to say about your kids, but he doesn't even talk to his, right? Yeah. I mean, I feel like they don't have anything else to go after when it comes to me, so they're going to go after my kids, which is just a bad move. And just like, that shows right there what kind of person he is to threaten children. You're threatening taking children away from their mother because you got outed about how you treat your animal. And that's all. And who's to say it was me? Like, they don't even know if it was me that outed all that, or if it was somebody else in our family, or if it was just somebody. Like, they're attacking me, assuming that I'm the one who said anything. And you go after my children. She is over her head because it's all cards and he has nothing to lose. Right. Exactly. He always ignores her when she's talking. He sometimes doesn't even seem like he wants to touch her. Oh, yeah, right. Like, when do you really see them, like me and him are, like, arm in arm, like, and no, we're not the greatest couple of the world, but, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe touch is not their love language. Maybe distance is. Maybe that's, like, but if you think about it, they were really close when she was younger. Like I said, like, he goes for the young ones. If she's getting too old, he's going to get uninterested. He's just going to be like, all right. Be like, all right. Fits, right. If you have that much credit, why do you need money? He's always in her ear. Oh, okay. So, yeah, funny story about that. They are desperate to get the attention off of them. Oh, yeah, they really. You know, like, buy it, you know, buy 4 or 5 gems from them because it's the best. They would be all over it. They'd be on live right now, happy as ever. Funny story about her having him in her ear. When she came and saw me and my ex when my daughter was a baby, she would sit there with me, talk to me a little bit alone while he was talking with my ex-husband. If he noticed that me and Paige were sitting there talking a little too close to where he couldn't hear us, he would come right over And she would stand right up, like immediately, stand up off my couch, stand next to him. He would whisper in her ear, no joke, in front of me and my ex-husband, whisper in her ear, and she'd say, all right, we're going to go now. And I'd be like, oh, you don't want to stay for dinner? You don't want to just hang out more? No, we're going to go back to our RV. And I say, oh, okay. And they would leave. And I would talk to my ex-husband, and I'm like, that right there shows a lot. Like, he is literally telling her what to do. She was not allowed to stay at my apartment, I guess you could call it, our apartment with me while my ex-husband and him went anywhere. They weren't allowed to be separated. He would not allow her to separate from him. And they came over one time, and he was like, somebody's in the woods. Somebody's stalking us in the woods. And me and my ex are like, there's nobody out here. We live in the woods. Like, we were living literally in the woods. There was nobody around. There was maybe 3 or 4 houses. And he would come to our house and he'd be like, there was somebody in the woods last night stalking us. We could hear him outside the RV. I said, it's probably a deer. I don't know who else would be out there. It's a deer or a raccoon or squirrel.
So your mom basically said that she's upset. I told her, I said, at least you're in a better place, and that's what matters most. And she said, true, thank God for TikTok family, Margaret, me, and the pups. Y'all keep me going.
And Glenn. Yeah, she calls my daughters my pups, her pups, because I've always been big on, like, wolves. So, like, we call them the pups, because those are my babies. Okay, let me answer these questions really quick. That's why they have, right, joint accounts. He needs to make sure he like, scans everything. Did she date his son before him? Yes, I believe. I don't think they were dating long. When I first got back to Maine from Arizona in 2018, she was with another kid named Zach. She was with him maybe a year, if that. And then I do remember she was dating someone. And then as soon as she was done with that kid, it was like a couple months that she was with that kid. It wasn't long, I don't believe. He's tripping on he's tripping on the, is it Kratom? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that without, I'll probably get blocked or something. Do you think he will allow her to go to the wedding? That's hard to say. I think maybe they'll go to the wedding, but I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to watch videos of myself. I have anxiety just doing this. I don't know if he'll allow her to go to the wedding at this point now that everything's coming out. But Nate said, your mom will end up in a homeless shelter in Florida. Oh, he can say that. That's fine.
Yeah, at least she'll have a mattress.
Stop. At least she'll have, at least she'll be able to do what she wants without feeling like she's walking on eggshells. I do feel bad for her, too. Did you hear what she said about you today? She came at your parenting even though she can't even take care of herself. Right. I mean, how can you come at my parenting when you haven't been around my children? Parenting when you haven't been around my children. You bad that I yelled and screamed at my kids. Like, he can vouch for that. I'll scream at my girls. I'm not a perfect parent, but my kids have never been taken away from me. CPS being involved for a year, I have had full custody of them the entire time. So that should say a little bit about my parenting if my kids weren't even taken by CPS. And they've been involved for a year and like a couple months now. What she said, and not me. Does he drink I don't know. I do know they do pottery gummies. Does that make sense? Pottery gummies. And they do the kratom stuff. And I know they that thing is supposed to help you get off of the stuff. I don't know what words I'm allowed to use right now without getting banned. She also tried to hint you're going through a divorce when she's with somebody who will never marry her. Yeah, going through a divorce. I mean, I'm 32. That's life. Sorry. It's not something I'm proud of, but it's not something I'm going to hide. I appreciate that. I have anxiety just walking out my front door. Just my life. He'll probably let her now just to prove he isn't controlling. He might let her go to the wedding. It's best for my sister because, like I said, there was a time where her and I were so close. I've always been close with each one of my siblings in different parts of a moment where we were really close. Yeah, I'm just mad that they're attacking my mom for the wrong reasons, and then they want to come at my kids for whatever reason. Thank you, appreciate it. My mom didn't do anything wrong, and it bothers me that they're going after her when she literally just wanted to get away. And I kept telling her, be careful, because I feel like they're going to try to pull something when you leave. We're just surprised that they actually did. And to this extent, why would you need to try to cancel her ticket? And why would you dig through her phone? What kind of God, we love God, and I don't know. I'm losing my words because I'm
tired.
Getting tired also because it's 11:30. So, but it is, yeah. Right. Yeah. I always think of it like Nate's a little cult leader. He likes to round up his little army, and he's like the cult leader, drink the Kool-Aid and listen to me. And they follow it, and that's fine, I guess, if that floats your boat. Appreciate all the thank yous. I just want my mom to not be... My mom has had a lot of people attack her for her past. She's trying to do better, and everyone's attacking her now. That right there is where she'll relapse. And I think Paige and Nate know this. If you attack somebody to a point of where they're just giving up on their life, they're going to relapse. Because why would you... Yeah, of course. Can't speak. It's relapsing. Bullets, some of their jewelry, and they were locking themselves in their bedroom at night, saying that she was going to steal their stuff. She's like, where would I even go? How far would I get with jewelry? Big jewelry boxes. I was like, I don't know. But that's them on their kratom stuff. It makes you, if you look up kratom, you can see the symptoms. It says it makes you paranoid. And that right there is, they're getting stalked and harassed, and it's all paranoia.
Don't forget, they set her free like Dobby and sent her off with one of Nate's socks.
No, the sock she found in the hotel room. We definitely joked about that. That's funny. Oh my god, I forgot about that. As if she finds a sock. We're joking about it. Okay. I'm gonna read some of these. Real ones now, they just tried to put the heat on your mom. Right. They wanted to pass off the blame, and that's what they were doing. He said she stole gold and gems. Yeah. Where would she put them? She has a bag full of her yarn, as much as she could take, so she could finish the blanket that she's doing and then try to finish what she can. That call, he's gonna try to like isolate Paige from a lot of people, and once he does, he's got her until he doesn't want her anymore. They would treat a parent like that and turn their phone. Right. I wouldn't, even if I was on bad terms with my mom and she was on my phone plan, I'd be like, you have, I'll give you a little bit of time to try to get on your feet, but then I'm not doing it anymore. But I wouldn't just automatically be like, you know what, you're done, bye. Seriously, hope your mom can get justice for the Cash App stuff. I hope so too. She is going to try to report it. It's going to be hard because, they're going to run. Whatever. Run as far as you want. Yes, so them not getting on live last night should be a big, sign right there to everybody. They had to come up with a good story. And you can tell on Paige's big conversation piece, Nate's not in the camera. Nate is probably, mad dogging her the entire time. That's why she's looking down. It's like an obedience thing. Like he trained her. It's, something that he wanted her to say. He would be behind the camera saying, don't forget this, this, and this. And it's like, really? That's why... I'll tell you right now, that's why DHS is involved in my life, is because my ex was trying to make me that obedient wife, and I snapped back. You can ask him. I don't, I don't play like that. I don't play like that. But I can't be that obedient person. I have a voice, and I'm going to use it. So, yes, the RV repair videos, you can tell it was always, oh, Paige, what happened today? And she'd be like, well, and then he'd be like, well, and you're just like, why'd you even ask me? That's what I would say. Why'd you ask me if you're going to interrupt me? I don't think he's on that. I think he's on Kratom, which is supposed to get you off of that. But if you misuse it, it's almost like Suboxetone. I don't know if I'm allowed to use these words, people. So Suboxetone, I guess is the best way to say it. Where it's supposed to help you get off of that. But you can misuse it. And then you're almost like it's your rug anyway. Why'd you even ask me? Why? Subs, okay. Say subs. It is that. Is it a good... To it, I'll tell you this right now. If they start saying that I have used, that I am a drinker, any of that, I don't even smoke cigarettes. I can't. I get anxiety taking prescribed medication because I don't know how it's going to affect my body. And I don't like that, because if I'm having a reaction to a medication, and what am I going to do with my kids? If I'm sitting there reacting to a medication and my kids are like, what's wrong with our mom? Even an antibiotic, I'm just like, is this going to affect me badly? Thanks. I appreciate it. I don't have anything to hide. Like, what did Nate do before? What did Nate do before?
Minors.
I don't know. Don't say that stuff. I think you're not allowed to say that. I don't think we're allowed to say that. But anyways, I don't know what he did before. I don't know Nate personally. I honestly don't. I don't stalk them. I don't stalk his past. It sounds like, right. I mean, it does sound legit, but I don't know if that's real or not. I don't know his life. I never knew him until he started dating Paige. And even then, I really didn't know him because he never really wanted to say anything about himself. He would always tell me he can read people. And he's like, I can read people. I can read that your ex is very controlling. I can read. I'm like, wait, what? How can you read that my ex is controlling? But you're literally controlling my sister. So
It takes one to know one.
right, I guess.
To know one.
Right, I guess.
So he's just like me.
I kind of feel, I don't know. I'm not like saying I have vibes, but like, you know how you can feel it when somebody's next to you and you're just like getting that weird feeling in your tummy? Yeah. I had that feeling. I didn't really let him over unless my ex-husband was there too, because I don't know.
You weren't young enough for him anyways.
Yeah, I was a couple years too old. What do you do? Did you want your arm around or no? Oh, okay.
Don't know what you were doing.
I don't know. You were moving. But yeah, so I'm just trying to mostly just get out there. The point is my mom didn't scam them. She doesn't have thousands of dollars. She did not take thousands of dollars from people. If she did have money, it ended up in their pocket in the end. I don't even know if Nate and Paige know this, so if you're on here, hey, I actually sent my mom $250 out of my taxes back in, who the heck knows, month.
March or something.
Right, I think it was March or something. I sent her $250 and I said, do not let them touch that. I said, if you let them touch that money, I'm going to be mad at you. And she's like, no, it's going to go straight on my Cash App. They're not going to touch it. They have no access to it. Well, apparently they did. And I think they were telling her when the RV needed to be fixed, they were like, whatever you have needs to go to us because you're living here. You need to pay your way. And that's what they kept telling her. Like, you need to pay your way. And I kept seeing the comments they were commenting in their videos where they were saying to people like, how can her mom help us when we support her? She was giving you every dime she had, so you weren't technically supporting her the entire time. Praying for your mom. Sorry they've come out. Right, like, I appreciate you having my mom on your, like, being on my mom's side. Yeah, I don't know why they would do it to her. I feel like it's just something they wanted to pass off onto her because of her past and her history. Sounds fair to me. Not quite sure what you mean sounds fair, but if you want to elaborate a little. It's lousy. Yeah, it's... So did they kick her out? That's an iffy question. That's a toss-up. I feel like they were kicking her out this entire time. I feel like they did it to slowly push her out. I feel like they wanted to purposely just, like, annoy her to the point of letting her go. Like, making her sleep on the floor, anybody would be like, all right, I'm gone. But they knew she had nothing. So I feel like they were playing with her, teasing her a little bit. Like, you know what? You're going to do what we say because you're under our roof. They can't live with what?
Did you smell bad in real life?
I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing so. Because when do you ever really see them shower? My mom always used to tell me, when she was there, she's like, I just want to shower so bad. And I'm like, go get a shower. And she would literally be like, I'm afraid that they will leave me behind if I try to take a shower. I'm like, well, valid. Like, I wouldn't want to go take a shower if I was scared to be left. Especially if you're like, just come out of the shower and you're alone. Like, could you imagine? They did. They made it very difficult for her to stay.
Might as well be on naked and afraid.
Right. She's naked and afraid at this point. I mean, she would do better on that show than she would naked at a truck stop. They shouldn't say to stay there. Little chunk of money, like even $300 to $400, they would be like, we have this expense and you need to help us. Which I get. Yes, you're living under their roof. You're using their floor for your bed. Sorry. You're using their floor. So, yeah, you gotta pay a little in. But at the same time, she was doing more than just sitting on her butt. She was cleaning as much as she was allowed to. She was trying to help cook, try to buy food. Like, she was trying to help. My mom has lived with me before in Arizona, and I can tell you right now, she does try to help. I used to get mad because I'm like one of those people where I'm like, that doesn't go there. But I wouldn't get mad at her and be like, don't ever touch that again. I would just be like, hey, okay, this goes over here. Here's the secret. Have went to the women's restroom and bonded with. Right. If Paige would have just gone with my mom, but Nate would not allow that. He would not. She would not allow. She was not allowed to go to like the bathroom with her and stuff and go do laundry together unless Nate approved. If Nate said, no, we're not doing laundry today, they weren't doing laundry. Wouldn't Paige get mad at her for helping clean? Yes, she did get mad if my mom helped because she claimed she had OCD and like it's not in the right spot. But at the same time, then they would get mad because she doesn't do anything. You don't help us around here. So she'd be like, well, let me help clean. She would get mad if they tried to open the curtains just to let some sunshine in or open the window to let fresh air. And they would get mad. Don't open our windows. We don't need people looking in here. Super controlling. And I'm sorry, Paige, and I'm sorry, Nate, but you can't do wrong to people and expect to have a happy life. Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. At the point, Nate was actually like, well, when she leaves, like, you got to pick up the cleaning to Paige, and they just, like, joked about it.
Not a joke no more.
Yeah, pretty much. Now it's truth. Has she had a job before going and traveling with Nate? She said she has. She's never worked a day in her life. I'm sorry. And if it was a job, it was probably, like, babysitting. She's never physically worked anywhere in her life. Do you know what your mom said to Paige when she told her off before leaving? No, I don't. I don't know words. I think it was just pretty much, it had something along the line of, the last 6 months, you've treated me really badly. And Paige was just like, no, I didn't. And Nate, I guess, was like, yes, you did. And that's all I can really say on that. I don't know, like, specifically what was said.
Yeah, didn't she say that Nate seemed more upset to see her go than Paige?
Yeah, Nate was a little bit more upset than Paige. Paige, of course, if you look at the video, though, like that video had me crying when I saw my mom cry. And like when I see my mom cry, I'm immediately crying because
Paige just
I feel
like
bad.
normal, maybe like
Right.
bend her lip a little bit more or something, but her rest of normal face looks like she's gonna fucking cry all day.
I think she's intentionally not. I think she tries not to cry. She claims she worked construction a short period. Are we talking about my mom or Paige? Was she a babysitter for Nate's kids? Maybe. I mean, honestly, that's a good question. And that guy was being a creep, so she quit. No, I don't think so. No. She never worked for construction. Why would she work for construction? What would she do? She is so small and little, and at that time before Nate, like I feel or Burger King. I worked at KFC for a long time. Is she really like how she presents herself online? I don't know how she is now. I remember as a kid, she was very like goofy. Like her trying to make her funny jokes. It was her as a kid. She would always make weird jokes. I mean, she tried to be funny, but she was definitely not. She wasn't boring like this. Absolutely not. Interesting that Nate agreed and was upset. Wonder why. Right. I mean, Nate seemed a little more upset, and it's just crazy. Child labor. Right, exactly. I know I worked at KFC, and they would not hire anybody under 17. And then if you have to hire a 17-year-old, you have to get a paper from school. And Paige didn't go to school, so no one's going to hire her.
The only way you can get a job at like 16 or 15 or whatever is if you get like
emancipated. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you think about the age gap? I think it's too much of an age gap. Yes, I've been in an age gap relationship with my oldest, but it was not this big of an age gap, and I was 18 before I got with him. So I think it's gross at this point. I would not allow my daughter. If I find my daughter with an older guy, I have 4 little girls. No, thank you. And he's got 1. And we are an age gap relationship because we're not the same age. But it's only like 4 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever. But
with a young pop.
How she That's how she was when they first started on TikTok. Right. She used to be funny, and he had to dim down that light. My ex did it to me. I used to be like outgoing all the time, but now I'm like so serious because my ex literally like reprogrammed me. I guess that's the best way to say it. Did you see when he used to lie about his age? He used to say he was 38. Yes. You have a video on YouTube and like on the news is literally telling you that you're like 40. I don't know how old he was in that news video, but we're not living in the Stone Ages. Everybody has a calculator and everybody knows, so random because what does a 4-year difference make? I wonder if Paige believed it. Oh, I believe that Paige. So I think Paige thought that he was actually 38 when they first got together because when they were visiting us, like I said, they visited me and my ex-husband years ago. I asked her, I said, how old is he? For real. Like, sister to sister, girl. And she's like, well, he's 38. he's told me that. And I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, but online. And she's like, you can't believe anything online. And I'm like, come on.
Entrapment.
Right. News is literally, like, the news would not falsify things like that. So 38 and she was 16. Yeah. Even with him being like 38 and her 16, like, wrong. I was trying so hard when they came to visit. I was like, don't do this. That's why she actually came to visit. I was like, yeah, come up here to visit. Everybody in my family pretty much, like, at that point was like, don't come around us. We don't want you around because you're with a really old guy and we don't approve of it. And me, I personally knew that when I got with my first daughter's dad, how it felt with the entire family being against your relationship. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to level on her, knowing how she's feeling with the whole family going against her right now. And what I'm going to do is try to get her away from him without telling her I'm trying to get her away from him. It didn't work, unfortunately. And that's the only reason she came around, because me and my ex-husband did argue about it. He said, I don't want her around. I don't want him around. I don't approve of this. And I said, I don't either, but I'm going to try to get it through to my sister. This is not what you want. It did not work. I've not been reading these comments. I'm sorry. Was Paige under 18 when they first got together? Yes, about like 16, 17, maybe 15. I don't know. I wonder how she overlooked that when he finally, I messed up again, came out and said he was 40. Or, yeah, I mean, at that point, she's probably like, you know what? Age doesn't matter. She believes everything he says, and he says something, then it's the truth in her eyes. Yep. They started saying there was an 18 age gap. Now it's a 20. Eventually come out what the real age gap is, the older Paige gets, because then the less people can do about it, if that makes sense. Like, when she's 16, everyone can go after him and be like, you know what, she's underage. This is wrong. The older she gets, the more they can be like, hey, you know,
and the more they'll forget their lies. Too.
Well, yeah, true. All those stories they tell, they're going to forget about their information, so you can only keep up with your lies for so long, sadly. But that's why I can't lie. I don't feel like I need to keep lying and having all these stories. I'm just like, you know what? Is it still a crime? Okay, that's good to know. Maybe that's why they're still traveling. I mean, how long can you travel without seeing a doctor and stuff? You know what I mean? And you don't want to put your name in the hospital and stuff, like, because then people can find you. So how long can Nate go before he's going to need to get seen? Because he's not getting any younger, he's getting older. And once you hit a certain age, you're going to start deteriorating. I mean, let's be honest. Yes, he has multiple houses. He'll just find one of those houses and bunker down in it. He's going to kick the bucket. He said recently he woke up. Kick the bucket. He said recently he woke up. And who knows if he has like an internal. Who knows if he has like an internal. Lost. She can't drive that RV. Ask her to drive that RV right now. Ask her what she would be like. I don't know how. He does look like he has some sort of health issue. I feel like he has lung issues personally. They got caught up in their own lives. Yes, they get caught up in their lies and truths. I mean, you can't really tell the difference when you start believing your own lies. She's going to be rich. She's, you know. But realistically, she's really not going to know what to do.
All those thousands of dollars in gems.
Yeah. She's really not going to know what to do, though, because sadly, she's gonna wake up, call somebody, and she's gonna be like, oh, I don't know what to do now. How do I drive the RV? Do you envy? I do. I mean, I've always wanted to learn to dance, but I just can't. So sure, I guess I envy his dancing skills. I mean, I don't think you've never watched him do the dancing things. I don't think you've ever seen it. I'm gonna have to show him now.
I've seen him in his fairy uniform.
That's his. What is it called?
Dress.
His dress. I mean, some of Paige's outfits are wicked cute, and I love them, but I have kids, so I can't.
About the one
no, I know.
That Nate was wearing. We were talking about spending so many thousands of dollars on gems.
Oh, yeah, where he was wearing some of the outfits.
He looked like a fairy.
He said he's seen signs of relapse, yet he was signs of relapse, first of all, if you haven't relapsed yourself. Dancing Queen, that would be his jam, for real. Yeah. But if he wants to dance, let him dance, but thoughts on the Barley dreadlock era. I've done a lot of stuff with my hair. As you can see, it's like a different color. I've dyed my hair almost every color that they have of hair dye. I mean, I guess I could try dreadlocks, but I don't think I would fit it. So, I feel like that's not my style. I mean, I guess you could try it, but don't go crazy like that. I mean, if I tried dreadlocks at any point, I'd do a little spot just to be like, yeah, I tried it. It's so funny that he thinks, oh yeah. I think he loves that he's a good dancer there. Yeah, when they had dreadlocks, I think it was definitely something. I feel like they got a lot more hate than they expected, and that's why those dreadlocks came out real quick. Because you had people with different
was it dreadlocks or was it cornrows?
No, they
have cornrows at one point.
I think those were braids. I think Paige braided it. Oh well, yeah.
If it's tight.
Tight, yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know. His pupils, I think, are from doing the kratom along with the edibles. Am I allowed to say that word? Edibles. Gummies. They do them at the same time, I guess. I still can't believe she was... Yeah. It's sad to... Yeah. Both of them at the same time, and then they just get loopy and fruity and yes. Our grandfather was an Indian chief at one point in his life. I don't think she's Native American. Wait, so is Native American? Wait, so is my dad's side, but that's what. Okay, so yeah. We have Indian in our blood. That's why we can tan so easily. Sit in the sun for a few minutes and we're tan. Yeah. I think that's something she's actually proud of, is having that and knowing that about herself. Having the Indian in her blood and everything. I'm proud about it. I mean, when her grandfather passed, he had the whole big chief feathers thing. He used to always show us kids. But I honestly feel like that's one thing Nate can't take from her, so she's really proud of it. So of course she's gonna, always talk about it. It's one thing she remembers. Stumble down. Yes, a big old rabbit hole. Yes, I'm Paige's oldest sister. I'm the oldest of the, restricted for some audiences. Live contains themes that are some find uncomfortable, have been restricted, regarded. I guess I'm restricted to something. My live is not eligible for recommendations and restricted results. I don't know what happened. It's saying I'm restricted to something. I think somebody reported something I said. Sorry. Oh, they're reporting it? Oh, okay. Yeah, someone's reporting it. Restart the live? Well, if I got off, I'm getting off for the night. It's 11:55. I gotta get my 3-year-old. We gotta do her birthday in the morning. She's gonna be 3. And this buddy here worked real hard to get some gifts, and I DoorDashed my booty off. We work.
9-hour day today.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
I do it.
Exhausted.
I do it. Thank you. Yeah. She'll have a great one. Well, 2 seconds later, she'll be like running down. I can try to do like another live if anybody else has more questions, or if people like share it to people who had questions, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't do lives because I don't like my voice and face, and I get anxiety, and I always have my kids and I don't want them on here. That's why I waited so long. But yeah, no problem, everybody. I just want my mom to be, I don't want my mom to be taking the blame for this because it's not her fault. Would you be open to Reddit AMA on MA on? Thanks. I appreciate it. Anxiety just like flows naturally. I don't have gray hairs because like my body's always anxious. I'm always stressed out or anxious.
Your shoulder just popped.
That was you.
That was me?
Yeah, that was your arm. It like popped on the back of my neck. I thought it was me. Nope. No,
Bro.
Thank you. Thanks. You can come on my live soon if you want. Yeah, sure. I don't have a lot of time. Like, I guess if you ever wanted to do lives, it would have to be while my kids are at school. During the day, other than that, because I'm usually DoorDashing. That's my job right now. It's the only thing I can do with 3 toddlers. But I'll do it because the girls love it. They love DoorDashing. Did that tickle? Sorry. See that? Abuse. I feel like scratching all my dandruff off. Oh, you're too warm. You got me sweaty. But yeah, so yeah, I'll probably get off of here. If anybody wants to like private message, I might not answer tonight. I probably am gonna just like lay down. I'm gonna have a snack though, because now I'm hungry. Because now I'm like hungry. So I have chips. Chips.
Probably not.
All right, so yeah, if anybody wants to message me, I won't probably answer tonight, but I will answer you, I promise. And then keep exposing them, please. They need to be. I really wish their account would be banned, honestly. Like, I understand trying to do your business, and that's fine. But, like, this is getting out of control. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening to me.
Have a good night, guys.
And yeah, so I'll try to do more lives. Okay, so let me figure out what button. Yes, that's the other thing. My mom is going to try to speak out. I want her to get to Florida. I want her to relax a little bit, and then I will. I think they were recording it, so if you missed it, I have a couple people that's probably going to post it, which is fine by me. So if you want to listen to it, it's probably pretty long, so grab your popcorn. All right, yeah.
I think it's the power button.
Is it the power button? That makes sense. Power on, power off. All right. I want to get it like a snapper, like end. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to bed now. Bye.